Kicking off, we delve into the shadowy underworld of Japan, home to the notorious Yakuza. This mighty syndicate, with its roots tracing back to the 17th century, is more than just a crime organization. It's a part of Japan's complex social fabric. Born from the ashes of civil unrest, the Yakuza evolved from a band of gamblers and street vendors into a structured, hierarchical organization that commands fear and respect in equal measure. The Yakuza operates like a pseudo-family, with a father figure at the helm, known as the Oyabun. Under him are the Kobuns, or children, who swear their allegiance to the Oyabun, promising to follow a strict code of conduct. This code, known as Jingi, emphasizes loyalty, respect, and a sense of duty. It's not all about brute force and intimidation, it's about honor and tradition. But don't let this fool you. Disobedience within the ranks is met with severe consequences, from physical punishment to the ritualistic yubitsume, where a member must chop off a portion of his finger as a sign of atonement. Yet the power of the Yakuza extends beyond the criminal world. They have their fingers in legitimate businesses, politics, and even entertainment industries. Their influence weaves through the very fabric of Japanese society, making them a force to be reckoned with. Now, let's talk about the tattoos. These are not just ink on skin. They're a badge of honor, a mark of belonging. Yakuza members adorn their bodies with intricate full-body tattoos known as irizumi. These tattoos, often hidden under clothing, depict a variety of themes from Japanese folklore, symbolizing the members' life, beliefs, and even crimes. The Yakuza, an organization cloaked in mystery and fear, lies at the heart of Japan's underworld. A paradox of honor and violence, of tradition and crime, the Yakuza continues to hold a certain allure that is as fascinating as it is terrifying. Moving to the Caribbean, we find Jamaica's infamous Rude Boys. Born in the poverty-stricken neighborhoods of Kingston, they're a stark reminder that paradise is not always as it seems. The Rude Boy story is one of desperation turned dangerous. In the bleak backdrop of Kingston's slums, they emerged as a force to be reckoned with. Their criminal activities, primarily drug trafficking and violent crime, have made them a notorious presence on the island, but their influence extends far beyond the world of crime. They've permeated the very fabric of Jamaican society, becoming a part of the culture, the music, and the everyday language. Their distinctive tattoos, as bold and brash as the Rude Boys themselves, are a badge of membership. From intricate designs of weaponry or money to the simple and stark RB initials, these tattoos are worn with a defiant pride. They're not just markings on the skin, but a symbol of belonging, of loyalty, of a life chosen, or sometimes a life imposed. But let's not romanticize them. These tattoos are also a chilling reminder of the violence and lawlessness that the Rude Boys represent. Every line etched into their skin tells a story of a life lived on the edge, where power is seized with a gun and respect is won with fear. The Rude Boys' grip on Jamaica is not only a testament to their strength, but also a reflection of the challenges that this beautiful island nation faces. Poverty, corruption, and a lack of opportunities have allowed them to thrive and their influence to grow. Despite their name, the Rude Boys are anything but a joke. This is not about being rude in the traditional sense, but about a bold, brazen defiance of the law. Their reign of terror continues to grip Jamaica, a chilling reminder that even paradise has its demons. Now let's journey to Italy, the birthplace of the Ndrangheta, one of the world's most powerful mafias. Emerging from this sun-drenched region of Calabria in the late 19th century, the Ndrangheta has woven itself into the fabric of Italian society. Its structure is as complex as the finest Barolo. At its core, the organization is built on a network of families, each operating with a level of autonomy that would make a feudal lord green with envy. The Ndrangheta's hierarchy is a living, breathing testament to the old world order. Its ranks are signified by a series of intricate tattoos, each one a cryptic testament to loyalty, rank, and a life lived in the shadowy underworld. From the lowly picciotto or foot soldier marked by a single teardrop to the capo, or boss with a full sleeve of inked symbolism, these tattoos are a silent language, speaking volumes about the bearer's standing within the mafia. This secretive society's reach extends far beyond the sun-soaked shores of Italy. Its tentacles creep into every corner of the globe, from the towering skyscrapers of New York to the bustling markets of Sydney. The Ndrangheta is not just a mafia. It's a multinational conglomerate dealing in everything from drugs and weapons to construction and waste management. This vast global network is estimated to generate a staggering 50 to 100 billion euros annually. Yet, despite its global presence and notorious reputation, the Ndrangheta remains shrouded in mystery. Its members move like ghosts through society, their identities concealed by a veil of silence and respect, known in Italian as omerta. This code of silence is the Ndrangheta's most potent weapon, allowing it to operate with impunity and ensuring its survival in the face of relentless law enforcement efforts. With a reach that extends far beyond Italy's borders, the Ndrangheta continues to hold the world in its grip. Next stop, Mexico, home to the infamous Sinaloa Cartel. Here in the heart of Mexico, the Sinaloa Cartel has thrived and dominated, rising from the ashes of the once powerful Guadalajara cartel in the late 80s. The bloody wars for territory and power have left the streets stained and communities living in fear. Under the leadership of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the Sinaloa Cartel quickly became a powerhouse in the world of drug trafficking, smuggling copious amounts of cocaine, marijuana, methamphetamine, and heroin across borders. Their reach extends far beyond Mexico, with tendrils of influence penetrating the United States and Europe. The Sinaloa Cartel's rise to power has not been without resistance. Rival cartels, eager to claim a piece of the lucrative drug trade pie, have engaged in brutal conflicts with the Sinaloa Cartel. The resulting violence has wreaked havoc on Mexico, with civilians often caught in the crossfire. The Sinaloa Cartel is not just notorious for its criminal activities, but also for its unique culture. Tattoos, for instance, play a crucial role in the cartel's identity. These are not your run-of-the-mill, picked-out-of-a-catalogue tattoos. These are symbols of loyalty and membership, each intricate design telling a story of power, fear, and unity. These tattoos are worn with pride, a stark reminder of the grim reality of life within the cartel. The Sinaloa Cartel's impact on Mexico is undeniable. The drug trade has infiltrated the economy, politics, and the very fabric of society. Despite numerous attempts by law enforcement agencies to dismantle the cartel, it remains a formidable force, continually adapting and evolving to survive. However, its existence is not without consequences. The cartel's activities have resulted in countless deaths and the displacement of thousands of individuals. Families have been torn apart, communities destroyed, and an entire nation left to grapple with the aftermath. Feared and ruthless, the Sinaloa Cartel continues to dominate Mexico's underworld. Its reign, marked by bloodshed and terror, serves as a chilling reminder of the dark side of power and greed. As we delve deeper into the world's most dangerous gangs, this narrative of violence and destruction is a recurring theme. We now turn to the United States, where the Aryan Brotherhood reigns supreme. This is a gang rooted in the harsh world of American prisons, emerging in the 1960s as a means of protection for white inmates. But it soon evolved into something far darker. A group bound by a white supremacist ideology and a penchant for violence. The Aryan Brotherhood, also known as the AB or the Brand, is a chilling testament to the power of hate and the lengths some will go to preserve their twisted vision of racial purity. The gang's members are easily recognizable by their distinctive tattoos. The infamous shamrock, a symbol of their Irish roots, is a common sight, often accompanied by the number 666, the so-called number of the beast. These tattoos are more than just ink. They are a badge of honor, a testament to the members' commitment to the gang and its violent ethos. But the Brotherhood is more than just a white supremacist gang. They are involved in a wide range of criminal activities, from drug trafficking to extortion and even murder for hire. Despite making up a small fraction of the prison population, it's estimated that the Aryan Brotherhood is responsible for a staggering quarter of all prison murders. Their reputation for brutality helps them maintain control inside the prison walls, and their influence has even spread to the outside world. The Aryan Brotherhood is a stark reminder of the power of hate and the potential for violence that exists when ideology is twisted to serve the interests of the few. Despite attempts to crack down on their activities, they remain a potent force within the American prison system. Their numbers may be small, but their impact is undeniably significant. The Aryan Brotherhood, a chilling symbol of hate and violence, continues to spread fear within America's prison system. This is not just a gang. It's a brotherhood bound by hate, a group that has turned the prison system into their own personal battleground. Their story serves as a stark warning of the destructive power of intolerance and the enduring appeal of extremist ideologies. Our journey takes us to China, the ancestral home of the Triads. Born from the ashes of ancient secret societies, the Triads have evolved into one of the world's most notorious criminal organizations. They trace their roots back to the 17th century, when they were formed to overthrow the Qing dynasty and restore the Ming. The Triads operate under a strict code of honor, an echo of their ancient origins. Loyalty, righteousness, and courage serve as the cornerstones of their ethos. These aren't just a bunch of thugs, they're an organized society with rules, rituals, and ranks, all shrouded in secrecy. This isn't a life one simply walks into. Initiation into a triad is a solemn and sacred affair, often involving elaborate rituals under the cover of darkness. Once a member, you're a part of a brotherhood, a family bound by blood and honor. But don't let their ancient codes and rituals fool you. The Triads are deeply involved in various criminal activities, from drug trafficking and money laundering to extortion and illegal gambling. They've got their fingers in every pie, and they're not afraid to flex their muscle to protect their interests. Now, about those tattoos. Symbolic and intricate, they're more than just body art. They're a badge of honor, a sign of allegiance, and a stark warning to anyone who dares cross their path. Dragons, phoenixes, and tigers, all common motifs, tell tales of power, rebirth, and ferocity. Each mark is a story, a piece of the wearer's identity, etched into their skin for all to see. With a history that stretches back centuries, the Triads remain a formidable force in China's underworld. They're a testament to the enduring power of tradition, the allure of secrecy, and the dark allure of organized crime, all wrapped up in a package of honor, loyalty, and ink. A fascinating paradox, wouldn't you say? Next, we head to Central America, where the MS13 Gang reigns supreme. Born in the crucible of El Salvador's brutal civil wars, Mississippi 13, also known as Mara Salvatrucha, is a product of violence and desperation. Emerging in the 1980s, the gang initially offered protection to Salvadorian immigrants in Los Angeles. However, it didn't take long for this group to morph into a syndicate synonymous with crime and terror. Their initiation rites are as brutal as their reputation suggests. Prospective members must endure a ritual known as the 13-second beatdown. This involves a savage beating at the hands of several gang members for a painfully long 13 seconds. Surviving this initiation signals the birth of a new MS-13 member, a baptism of blood and violence. Their criminal activities span a wide array, from drug trafficking to extortion and from human smuggling to murder. The gang's operations are not limited to Central America. They have a chilling global presence, spreading fear and chaos across North and South America and even Europe. But what makes MS-13 particularly distinctive is their love for tattoos. A veritable canvas of ink covers the bodies and faces of its members. These tattoos serve as both a badge of honor and a permanent pledge of loyalty. The most common symbols include the devil's horns, signifying a member's willingness to kill for the gang, and the letters MS paired with the number 13, the gang's infamous moniker. These tattoos are more than mere body art. They are a visual testament to the members' commitment to the gang. They signify a lifelong bond, a promise of allegiance that can only be broken by death. MS-13's tale is one of violence, fear, and ruthless criminality. Their story is a stark reminder of the dark underbelly of society, where survival of the fittest is not just a theory, but a way of life. Brutal and merciless, the MS-13 continues to sow terror across Central America and beyond. Now, let's hit the open road with the Hells Angels, the world's most infamous biker gang. Born out of the post-World War II era, the Hells Angels were originally comprised of disenchanted war veterans seeking camaraderie and adventure. They found this unity on the back of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, the roar of their engines becoming a symbol of their collective spirit. Over the years, this brotherhood evolved into a worldwide phenomenon, with more than 230 chapters spread across the globe. Their love for Harley-Davidson motorcycles is more than just a preference, it's a requirement. To be a member of the Hells Angels, you must own a Harley. This is a testament to the gang's roots in American culture and their unwavering loyalty to the iconic brand. But beneath the romanticized image of leather-clad outlaws riding into the sunset, there lies a darker reality. The Hells Angels have long been associated with organized crime. From drug trafficking to violent confrontations with rival biker gangs, their rap sheet is as long as the open road they ride on. An integral part of their identity is the infamous winged skull logo, often tattooed on the bodies of members. This emblem, known as the Death Head, is a badge of honor, symbolizing the members' lifelong commitment to the gang. It's a mark that says, "I am a Hells Angel, today, tomorrow, forever." However, despite their notorious reputation, the Hells Angels see themselves as a brotherhood of free spirits, bonded by a love for motorcycles and the open road. They are a paradox, a group that values freedom and camaraderie, yet is feared for their criminal activities. Whether they are seen as modern-day outlaws or feared criminals, one thing is for sure: the Hells Angels have left an indelible mark on the world of biker culture. Riding free but feared by many, the Hells Angels continue to rule the highways. Finally, we return to the United States, where the Crips and Bloods have waged a decades-long war on the streets of Los Angeles. The origins of these rival gangs can be traced back to the late 60s and early 70s, when socio-economic disparities and racial tensions gave rise to a new form of organized crime. The Crips, founded by Raymond Washington and Stanley Williams, emerged first, their blue attire and tattoos becoming symbols of resistance and rebellion. Not content to remain unchallenged, the Bloods formed as a loose coalition of smaller gangs, adopting red as their signature color, and a bitter rivalry was born. Their feud, characterized by territorial disputes and retaliatory violence, has profoundly impacted the City of Angels. Neighborhoods became battlefields, with innocent civilians often caught in the crossfire. The color of a person's clothing, or the presence of a certain tattoo, could determine their fate in this urban war zone. Speaking of tattoos, both the Crips and Bloods use these permanent markings as badges of allegiance. The Bloods, for instance, often sport tattoos of a bulldog, a symbol associated with their gang. The Crips, on the other hand, are known for their three-point crown tattoos, a nod to their founding principles of community, protection, and independence. Over the years, countless attempts have been made to broker peace between the Crips and Bloods. The truces, however, have been fragile and fleeting. The cycle of violence seems almost inescapable, fueled by a potent mix of pride, resentment, and social inequality. Despite efforts to stem the violence, the feud between the Crips and Bloods rages on, a grim testament to the destructive power of gang warfare. The streets of Los Angeles bear the scars of this ongoing conflict, a chilling reminder of the price societies pay when their most vulnerable citizens are left behind.